and Cracker Jack. I don't care if I never get back. Let me root for the home team. If they don't win, it's a shame. For it's 1, 2, 3 strikes, you're out.
All right, kiddies, the magic date is October 13th. That is the day Mazeroski knocked that ball into outer space. Every year, the Pirate faithful come down here, they stick in a tape of the rebroadcast, and well, we relive the glory days. Maybe, just maybe, next year, if your Pirates can get their pitching back in place and, well, I don't know, Mr. McCutcheon can start cracking the ball again, which I believe he will, we'll be sitting here next year talking about a Pirates World Series run. But for now, let's go talk to some of the Pirate faithful that come here every year to relive that great memory.
It's the New York Yankees 9 and the Pittsburgh Pirates 9. And Ralph Berry, of course, on the mound will be facing Mazeroski. And to go over that, their play once again, it was a hard hit drive down the first base side. The Nelson fielded on the first hop and tagged the bag at first. That eliminated Berry. He was out. And then Mantle could have been in a rundown, but it was not the case. He dove back safely to first base. Here's a ball one, too high down to Mazeroski. And the Yankees have tied the game in the top of the ninth inning. Well, a little while ago when we mentioned that this one in typical fashion was going right to the wire, little did we know. Mark Ditmar throws. Here's a swing and a high fly ball going deep to left. If they do it. Back to the wall goes Berra. It is home run. The Pirates win.
Take me out to the ball game. Take me out with the crowd. Buy me some peanuts and Cracker Jack. I don't care if I never get back. Let me root for the home team. If they don't win, it's a shame. For it's 1, 2, 3 strikes, you're out. That's the old ball game.
You know, this lady's story is about 70 years in the making. When? 1960 to now is how long?
56.
That's 56 years ago that she, Riz, well, you tell the folks, what happened? You were here the day Maz hit the home run. What happened?
I came into Oakland to meet my friends, and we were going to party, and the friends brought my future husband, Enos Abel. I met him that day, and we were together for 51 years.
Wait a minute, stop. You met him on October 13th, the same day Maz hits the ball out.
That's right.
So
October
group you
13th, 1960, Maz hits the home run, and I got a home run also because I met my sweetheart.
So what was the atmosphere afterwards? It had to be a party, right?
It was insane. People were throwing everything at the windows. At the time, it was key punch cards and toilet paper and paper towels, and the debris was up to your knee. So you just plowed through the paper and went on to the next party place and sang and danced and carried on. It was fun.
All right, this secret's just between me and you. What time did you get home that night?
Oh, about 2:30 a.m.
You weren't partying back in 1960.
And then went to work the next day.
Well, isn't that a Pittsburgh ethic? You drink, you work. No excuses there. Excuses there, Buttercup.
That's right.
What a great way to celebrate, right?
We came down, yes, to celebrate our anniversary. And in 1998, they started this up again. And it was just a great party atmosphere and a lot of fun. Remember.
So I guess the great question is, have you ever met the man himself, Bill Mazeroski?
Yes, we met Bill Mazeroski on the 50th anniversary of the home run. He came here. And we met him, and he was a rock star.
And did you tell him he was solely to blame for marrying your husband and it was all his fault?
I told him.
There's one right here.
Come on in. We just got handed. Is this original stick and stuff from the game? Step on in.
The guy that the usher didn't have one of those scanners, so he had to rip them in half.
Sure. Look at this. Where were you sitting, sweetheart?
In the bleachers.
In the bleachers. That's as good a place as any. What's your name, little boy?
John Arario.
Johnny. When you think of the 1960 World Series, what do you think about?
That was my honeymoon.
You brought your wait. You brought your.
I was married on October the 8th, and then we went to the 5th game at Yankee Stadium because I was in New York on my honeymoon.
Isn't that amazing?
Maz hit the home run. I was scoring also.
I hope your wife was a baseball fan. For sure.
The best part of this whole story.
John, how come you never told me that story for the book?
I love it.
The NBC camera zoomed in on me, and I'm in the highlights of the World Series film.
Smooching.
This is probably my 10th time down here, and probably, I think, the 5th in a row. Was always a Maz fan. Just, again, 57 was the first year I collected. That was his rookie card. As strange as it may seem, I mean, growing up in Donora, I knew the Pirates were our home team, so first series, I remember the first couple sets of packs of cards I opened up. I think Mazeroski was card 24 in the 57 set, and opened it up. He was the first Pirate I saw, and I said, oh, this will be my favorite player. It was just like that. It was no other reason, purely other than he was the first Pirate card I ever pulled out of a pack. What do I remember? The disappointment of missing so many games, but of getting to see the 7th game. I had a great mom. I went to school that morning, came home for lunch. Of course, we walked home for lunch and then walked back to school. I grew up in Donora, Pennsylvania, and I begged my mom to stay home to watch the game, and she was nice enough to call me off sick. Of course, they knew I wasn't sick, but I got to stay home and actually watch the 7th game, so that was a memory I'll never forget.
The biggest ones you have, and it shows what teamwork and guts and determination can do, because the Pirates have shown that all year, and they beat a great Yankee ball club, No question about it. Thank you very much, President. Okay, well, congratulations to you, because I know how you report. Here's Bill Mazeroskis, struck the game-winning blow. Hey, wasn't that something, Billy? Oh, I can't even talk. I'm so tired. What'd you do? You didn't have to run very far, did you, boy? What was the pitch you hit, Bill? It was a high fastball. A high fastball. That did it, and the Pirates are the world's champions for the first time since 25. Joe Brown and Don Hoke. Here's our general manager, Joe Brown. Don Hoke, want to be seen coast to coast. Tiger, a tremendous victory. Bob, this is one of the greatest team efforts I've ever seen, I'll tell you that, and I'm awful proud to be a part of it. Well, I know that they're all proud to have you there, and Joe Brown, what a great job you did as general manager of this fine championship. Guys around you here did it, Bob. Yeah. God almighty, it was just wonderful. I think it was just sheer guts against power, and the guts came through. This is... I'm speechless. I know you are. I know how you feel. Here's Tom Johnson, Dick Groat. Wonderful. It's the greatest feeling in the world to be the world champion. They thought we were dead, but we bounced back, didn't we, Bob? Yes, you did. Wonderful. Thank you very much, Dick Groat. Let me get Vern Law over here. Either. I'm glad that we're not getting ourselves thrown apart. Here's our winning pitcher, Harvey Haddix. Harvey, you made it 2 in this World Series, big boy. Oh, it's wonderful. I've never had anything more wonderful happen to me. Well, I know you haven't. Bob, thank you. And here's how sweet it is, Bob. Yeah, here's our little round. Little Spanky Burgess. That's the 2 base hits today, and they were big ones, Smoke. Yes, nice. Well, that's a great thrill, Bob. A big thrill. We'll see you back next year, huh? What do you say, Gunner? Well, Dog, how are you? Bob Skinner, our left fielder, finally got back in action. How's that thumb? Fine. They had to get the dog in there to win, I guess. That World's Championship changed hands real quick, didn't it? It sure did. It's all healed now. All right, Bob, thank you. Good luck to you. Best of luck. And here's Roy Face, who made 4 great appearances in the World Series and had the misfortune to see one go out against him by Yogi Berra. But, Roy, you didn't mind that as long as we won. That's right. As long as the team wins, don't make a difference what happens to me. I'm happy the team won. Beat the Bucks. Can't beat the Bucks, can they? No, sir. Can't beat the Red Buccos, I'll tell you that. That's for Gino Somoli. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We got them. They broke all the records and we won the game. How about that? There's a good one. Broke all the records and we won the game. It's a great year, that's all. It was a team effort. It was a team effort today. Everybody hit the ball. All right, Rocky, thank you. Here's Danny Murtaugh. You Irishman, you did it. By golly, Bob, what a finish. But we've been doing that all year, and I think the fans are looking forward to it. Well, thank you very much, Dan Galbraith. And I'll just say thank you to everybody. I hope you fans have enjoyed hearing from these very happy world champion Pittsburgh Pirates.
You know what? If you're a, Pittsburgh sports fan, you know the name Jim O'Brien because Jimmy's written everything about Steelers, Pirates, and now you got a boxing book out. And a lot of people don't know about the great Harry Greb and the other boxing legends of Pittsburgh, Jimmy.
Right. It's sort of a often overlooked aspect of sports in Pittsburgh. We were the city of champions over boxing, not baseball, not football. Back in the late 30s, early 40s, where of the 8 world titles, 6 were held by people from Pittsburgh and Western Pennsylvania. So we're known for having the great Hall of Fame quarterbacks in this area, but here was an instance where we had so many great boxers. And we're here in a ballpark right now. We can all still see Forbes Field. But there was once a heavyweight title fight here between Ezzard Charles of Cincinnati and Jersey Joe Walcott.
Now, didn't that produce that great boxing photo we all know of his face just conformed around the glove?
Right.
I think it was Jersey Joe Walcott. That's one of the great classic box. Again, Pittsburgh, part of history.
Come here as a Knothole gang member as a kid to see Pirates games. But now,
Wait. So the kids at home, the kiddies as I call you, tell them what the Knothole gang was, because you kiddies are used to these $100 billion stadiums. Tell them.
the Knothole gang, you know, once upon a time in baseball, they had fences that were wooden fences, and people used to have holes in the fence so that they could look in the knothole and see what was going on inside the park. And I was working on this book on the 60 World Series, which is the most fascinating World Series ever. There's just so many strange things happened in that 1960 World Series.
Wait a minute, when you say strange, what strange things happened?
Well, for instance, it's the only World Series game, the 7th game, ended with a walk-off home run by Bill Mazeroskis. Perhaps even more strange is the fact that, or stranger, that in that 60 World Series, of the 640-some World Series games that have been played in baseball history, it's the only game in which there were no strikeouts.
How is that even possible?
Well, because I wasn't in the lineup for either. If I had been in the lineup, there would have been a strikeout for sure.
Herb, you're not afraid of me, are you?
Not at this point, no.
All right, you shouldn't be. I haven't been drinking.
Really? Oh, well, that's a problem.
Hey, you know what? Herb is one of the founding fathers of this great event here in Oakland. It's a real simple question. Why did you guys start coming down here?
Because of the Game 7 in 1960. We were all fans of it. I was at the game, actually.
You were? Where were you during the game?
I was sitting in a reserve seat on the first base side on the first tier, overlooking the pitcher's mound, 10th row back.
Wow, that's a pretty good seat. Do you still have the ticket?
I have the ticket, $7.70.
Oh my God, you can't even buy a hot dog for $7.70. Here,
I hope you're not my prom date.
I'm a good looking guy. I have a nice disposition. I bathe occasionally. Oh. Yogi Berra, do you remember this home run that just got called right now?
Yep.
Yup, that's all you're going to say about that. Yup.
It was a home run. It didn't do anything for the game.
I like it. All these years later, he's still emotional about it. Yup, I remember it. So I guess the real question is, has Maz ever come down?
Yeah. First time he came down was 2000 for the 40th. And only a couple people knew he was coming. I didn't know he was coming. And a white limo pulls up here, and first person out of it was Nellie Bryles.
Yeah, sure, Nellie.
And
the old pitcher.
Right behind him was Maz. Nellie was working for the Pirates, I don't know what capacity at that time. And he came down, and the crowd went nuts.
Sure they did.
So he sat down on a chair somewhere over in here. It was about an 85-degree day and humid. It was really oppressed him. And I like to say he signed every autograph within 8 blocks of here. He was signing everything. And he was perspiring like crazy. And a woman had a little pack of Kleenex in her purse. And she took it out and she gave it to him. And she said, "Here, Bill." And he handed it to him. He looked at it. He said, "You want me to sign this?"
So you're just trying to help him out.
Yeah.
All right, so the big question is, do you think the Pirates are going to pull this game out today?
I have $100 on the Pirates. I'm giving a half a run.
All right, well, we'll see how it plays out. You know what, Herb? I'm going to thank you on behalf of probably and your friends on behalf of everybody that's ever come down here into Oakland, because this is special. This is what Pittsburgh's about, sweetheart. They don't do this in Cleveland. They probably don't do it in Kansas City because they got no reason to celebrate their great sports history.
Well, considering the fact that this was 56 years ago, it's pretty amazing the number of people we get.
Herb, I want you to throw it out with a good, solid play ball.
A good, solid play ball.
Hit it.
Play ball.
He meant that too. All right, so you are the product of your mother and father's October 13th chance meeting.
That's right. If Bill Mazeroski doesn't hit his home run, then my parents don't meet, and then my sister and I aren't here.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow,
so,
talk about destiny.
Yeah, so this is kind of a big thing for our whole family.
All right, so you're telling me that the old man, as we'll call him, God rest his soul, and the young filly here went out on the town that night on 20 bucks?
On 20
that
bucks.
Your dad went to, what happened?
So the story is my dad had a group of friends from work. Bill Mazeroski hits the home run. The city goes crazy. They're throwing things out the window. It's just a big party in the street with ticker tape flying everywhere. The one lady says, let's go pick up my girlfriend Renee. She's out at home in East Liberty. And my dad says, no, we can't make it all the way out there. The traffic's too bad, whatever. By the way, we have to go to the bank to get some money for the night. So his friend went to the bank and took a loan out for 20 bucks. And they all 6 of them partied all night on 20 bucks.
On 20 bucks, my God, if you and I go out for a weekend, 500 each?
Yeah.
Right? Oh my God, 20 bucks, and look what happened now.
Yeah.
All right, now here's the really cool part of the story. The old man goes and gets 20 bucks. He doesn't even need the 20 bucks. Tell him what happened.
So they go downtown to a bar in Oakland, and there's a pitcher for the Pirates there named Tom Chaney. And Tom Chaney comes up and sits down next to my dad. And
after the game?
After the game, and the party situation's going on, and they're going crazy. And he looks over at my dad and says, hey, can you hold my money? I'm going to go to the restroom. And he hands him a big wad of cash and says, buy some people some drinks with this big wad of cash. And that was the trust level back then, too. He had a big roll of cash, gave it to my dad. My dad bought some drinks, and Tom Chaney comes back, and they spent the evening with him.
But isn't that still the way, though? You can go into any bar in Pittsburgh, and you leave your money on the bar, right? And when you travel across the country, somebody will always come up to you and go, you're from Pittsburgh. You go, how do you know that? You go, you left your money on the bar. And that's what I love about Pittsburgh.
I love